Israel just named Route 60 the Biblical Highway. Take a look at this official state ceremony. That's the Holy Temple in Jerusalem. When I saw this, I had to do a double take, because the government of Israel just put the road to the temple on the official map, and I'm not sure the country has fully realized what it's looking at. The video, the backdrop, even the children who sang pointed straight at it. So I'm going to show you where the biblical highway actually leads, and how ordinary Israelis are racing past their leaders to get there. The road has a destination. The real question is why the whole country is starting to point the same way. So what is this road? Highway 60, now the Derech HaTanakh, the biblical highway or Bible road. It goes through Israel from north to south, through many familiar biblical sites, from Beersheba to the Galilee. And right there in the middle is Yerushalayim, Jerusalem. It runs right past Jerusalem's old city, right past the Jaffa Gate, just a short walk from Mount Moriah, the place where Abraham bound Yitzhak on the altar, and the place which would later become the site of the first and second temples, the Temple Mount. This isn't just another stop along the road. This is the one the whole Bible has been leading to. And here's the part that surprised me. You'd expect a government ceremony to leave all that kind of vague. Heritage, history, tourism, but it didn't. The opening film said it out loud. It said about Jerusalem, "Here stood the two temples," and continued, "The temple is the symbol of the connection between man and God, and because of it, Jerusalem is the spiritual capital of the entire world." That's not me. That's the movie the state played at their own ceremony. And it turns out the video didn't come from the government at all. This is basically a Hebrew translation of a video from 2024 put out by Yishai Fleischer with artwork by Barel Toledano, and both of them were thanked from the stage. Fleischer actually spent years teaching this idea and lobbying to get Route 60 renamed. So the government didn't invent the biblical highway. It was adopted from the grassroots, temple and all. So hold on to that, because it turns out to be the story of this video. It's the people who are out in the front, and the leaders are trying to catch up. Now, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu got on stage, and he gave a nice speech. He traced the whole road out loud. He said, "It runs from our patriarch Abraham to the soldiers of the IDF, from the generation of the Bible to the generation of the future." So listen to that arc, from Abraham to today. He's drawing a straight line from the Bible to right now and on into the future. And when that line lands out on the future, he defines it as a strong, secure state. Now, there's nothing wrong with a strong, secure state, but notice how close he came. He walked the whole Bible road right up to the edge, but stopped one step short of naming the destination. The destination the film had already shown, and it's glowing on the screen right behind him. Okay, so he didn't name it, but it was in the film, it was over his shoulder, it was in the mouths of the children that were singing, as you'll soon see. The consciousness has already arrived on the stage. It's just that the words are the last thing to catch up. The country's already moving. Actually, I want to know what you think. How long will it be until an Israeli prime minister stands on a stage and says the third temple out loud? I love reading your comments, so let me know what you think down below. Because while the speech may have stopped one word short, the rest of the ceremony didn't. And the whole country around it didn't either. Let me show you. Near the end of the ceremony, a children's choir got up. And out of all the things they could have sung, they sung Mizmor LaTodah, Psalm 100, the Psalm of Thanksgiving. Listen to the words these kids were singing. "Come into his presence with joy. Enter his gates with thanksgiving, his courts with praise." This is the song that was sung during the Thanksgiving offering in the temple. They're singing about the gates and the courts of the temple. At the ceremony for the road that leads to the Temple Mount, the next generation got up and sang about entering the gates of God's house. Nobody has to tell them the destination. They're already singing about it. And it's not just the children. Right now, ordinary Israelis, not the government, are putting up road signs all over the country. Where do they point to? Har Beit Hashem, the mountain of the house of God, the Temple Mount. The people are signing the road to the destination themselves. Remember where the Prime Minister put those IDF soldiers? At the end of the arc, at the point the road ends. Well, let's look closely at some of those soldiers. They're wearing the temple on their uniforms. They're putting their own patches of the Beit HaMikdash, the Holy Temple, on their uniforms. The young men that he put at the end of the line, they can already see what comes next. And this isn't just a handful of extremists. This month, a poll came out from the Direct Polls Institute. Over 1,000 Israelis, a representative sample of the country. It found that if the security problems and political problems were resolved, 55%, a majority of Israelis, would want to see the Third Temple built. A little over a decade ago, that number was 30%. So in just over 10 years, it's nearly doubled. So let's put it all together. The film points there, the children sing it, the signs are going up, the soldiers are wearing it, a majority of the country says yes. The temple consciousness that the speech stopped just short of is rising everywhere else. And that's exactly how it has to happen. It was never going to start at the top and trickle down. It comes from the people seeking their Creator. And then eventually the road names, the ceremonies, even the Prime Minister's office start to catch up. Look, next to a rebuilt temple, a renamed highway is a small thing. But a small beginning is still a beginning. The momentum is building towards the Third Temple. That's where the biblical highway leads, and that's where the whole country is starting to face. That ceremony ended with everyone singing the national anthem, Hatikva, the hope, the 2,000-year-old hope. And that hope was not just for a secure state. It is a hope not just to have a home for the Jews, but to have a home for the presence of God at the center of our land, at the destination of the road. And that impossible hope is starting to look a lot more possible. So subscribe, turn on those notifications, because things are changing. And if you want to stay updated, this is the place.